Right now, here on 100 Yards of Football, the NFL Week 1 preparation continues. This week, opening up, the Houston Texans are currently preparing to play the Indianapolis Colts Sunday at home. The Colts have lost 8 straight Week 1 games, and the Texans will be looking to keep that streak alive as they go undefeated here in the preseason. Ladies and gentlemen, how many wins or how many times have the Houston Texans won against the Indianapolis Colts? Well, the keys to this week's matchup will come right now from Mr. Football from the 901. Vincent Turner gets into the AFC South grudge matchup between the Houston Texans against the Indianapolis Colts, the 2022 season opener down in NRG Stadium Sunday at noon Central. Let's look into the crystal ball with Vincent Turner.
If you like the video, I surely and truly recommend that you share it here on 100 Yards Football. Comment and share. The Indianapolis Colts versus Houston Texans. I'm Vincent Turner. Start with Indianapolis. Matt Ryan. Great career in Atlanta. I'm going to say this about Matt Ryan. When I see him right now with the Indianapolis Colts and just hearing his coach Frank Wright talking about him, seems like he's a very happy young man from Philadelphia. Seems like he's happy to be out of the ATL. Because Matt Ryan, I'm going to be honest, in the 2008 NFL draft, I thought they should have took Glenn Dorsey, the defensive tackle, out of LSU. But make no bones, I didn't see a career coming like this for Matt Ryan because at Boston College, he threw a lot of interceptions. But we got to give him his flowers. He is by far the best quarterback in Atlanta Falcons history, even though Michael Vick is still my favorite. But the young man won 120 games. He had 59,735 yards and 361 touchdowns. That's a Hall of Fame career. And how I judge things, I look at a quarterback's career. Granted, if they don't win the Super Bowl, if they got there, that speaks a lot for me. He got the Falcons to the Super Bowl and he kept Atlanta football relevant. And now he's in a situation that is similar that it was in 2016 with the Falcons. Big time receiver he had in 2016 with Julio Jones. Over here, he got one of the best receivers in the game from USC, Mr. Michael Pittman. Hell of a running game he had in 2016, the Falcons Super Bowl team. He had Devontae Freeman. Then he had two studs on the offensive line, Alex Mack and Jake Matthews, who was playing at a high level. Think about what he got in Indianapolis. When they put the trade down and when the Falcons got traded him to Indianapolis, think about how Matt Ryan acted. He was on that plane out of Atlanta. That evening, they had a press conference in Indianapolis. He brought both his twin sons and his wife within about an 8-hour period. Boy, you got, and look at the look on his face. He said, "Thank you, Jesus. I'm out of Atlanta. Y'all didn't appreciate me." But like I said, he got a star receiver now, Michael Pittman. He got the best running back, a lot of people saying, the young man out of Wisconsin, Jonathan Taylor. 1,800 yards last year, 18 touchdowns. And the offensive line, Ryan Kelly and Quentin Nelson, they legit, bro. Then he got a defense. Think about the Falcons in 2016. They had Vic Beasley and Deion Jones. But the young man out of South Carolina State, if he ain't one of the top 10 defensive players in the game that don't get a lot of love, Darius Leonard, South Carolina State Finance, 122 tackles last year, 4 INTs. And they got Isaiah Rodgers, outstanding secondary guy. Kerry Moore, Valdosta State, Lions High School. This is a very serious Indianapolis team that's got Super Bowl aspirations, and they got a Super Bowl quarterback. The Colts are going to be very dangerous this year. Now let's move to the Houston Texans. Big Sandy, Lovie, Smith, Lovie, you need to get rid of the beard, brother. You like a African-American Santa Claus. But hey, Lovie, very surprised he left Illinois to take the Houston, Texas job. But I like what Lovie is doing because the Texans in the preseason look like a football team that was playing hard. I've been under a lot of drama over the last 2 seasons with Deshaun Watson. I don't have to go there no more. But this is a football team that's got some promise. I like their quarterback, Davis Mills, Stanford University, out of Atlanta metro area, Great Atlanta Christian. Came in and did an adequate job last year, 2,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, 10 INTs. That's playing pretty stable in the National Football League as a rookie, man. Then the guy still got a solid receiver in Brandon Cooks. Still one of the best solid receivers in the game. Last year, 90 receptions, 1,037 yards. But what's so surprising is Damian Pierce, 4th-round pick out of the University of Florida. Baton Rouge, Georgia. Same hometown as Kirby Smart. Was one of the best running backs in the preseason. Averaged almost 7 yards a pop. He was so good that Indianapolis released Marlon Mack. So they ran with a rookie. And then on the defensive side of the ball, make no bones, he's going to be the best player on the field for the Texans. It's going to be all about him, Derek Stingley Jr. I just hope they really know how ways to get the ball in hand, let him return kicks, because he's a very, very explosive football player. His grandfather, Mr. Darryl Stingley, was an outstanding football player at Purdue University in the 70s with the New England Patriots. The tree don't fall far. Make no bones, Derek Stingley Jr. is going to be a baller in the National Football League. But however, the Colts are going to make a statement on Sunday, 27-17 over the Houston Texans. I'm telling you, Indianapolis reminds me of the 2016 Atlanta Falcons with Mike Ryan under the center. Think about it. Matt Ryan had a strong running game. He had a big-time receiver. His offensive line was solid. That's what he got in Indianapolis. And his relationship is going to be different with Dan Quinn because Frank Wright and him, you can tell they love each other. And then you can tell Matt Ryan when they were showing clips of him being in training camp with the Colts, how he was going around talking to all the young players. He had that energy, man. He had that energy like Ozzy Osbourne. He had that energy like Bruce Springsteen. He looked like he was a kid in the cookie jar. The Colts are going to be a very good football team, and I wouldn't be surprised they go deep in the AFC playoffs. If you like the video, I demand that you share it here on 100 Yards Football. Special thanks to my elegant voice guy, Mr. Mark Bass, and to my producer, Mr. Logan Landis. Enjoy week 1 of the National Football League. I'm Vincent Turner here at